Okay, so I got distracted again for some weird reason. Like every time I shoot these videos, there's always like movement. But anyway, as I was saying, there's a book I would like to reveal and review to you guys, and it's called The Purpose Divine Life by Rick Warren. So it's The Purpose Divine Life by Rick Warren. Why am I reading this book? Is because, as I have mentioned, every month our book club obviously needs to read a book that is a bit motivational, spiritual, and we come together after our session or after our madam speaker has said her part about whatever topic we have, and then the next slot in the agenda we review the book and we share what the book has meant for us. And our next book club date is on the 29th of June, but I'm only reviewing this now, and that will be before our actual meeting. Why am I doing this? Because it's been sitting in my heart. I can't keep it any longer. This book, guys, you know what? This book, it's the truth. Hey, it tells the truth, and sometimes I feel like we always want to hear what we want to hear, but we always like block. The thing is, whatever God is trying to tell us about why we actually here on earth. And one thing I'd like to address to you is that our lives are short-lived, and we are only here in this destination temporarily. So secondly, our main purpose really is supposed to be exciting, but when you read this book, and because you are a human being and you live in a spiritual realm and you live for the flesh, it is hard for you to actually soak it in that all of these things that you're trying to pursue don't really matter. What matters is the end of the journey. What I mean is, apparently, there's great things awaiting for us in heaven. And here on earth, we always want to impress other people. And the fact of the matter is, there is only one person you need to really, really impress, and that is God Himself. Why? Because yes, I understand that Jesus Christ has died for our sins, and He's died because we don't have to live under the actualizations of the past laws, and His grace has made us to live freely and independently. So but the fact is, we need to impress God. And how do we do it here on earth? One of the things that stood out for me from this book, there's many of like various things that we need to do to impress God and to step into, or get brownie points, I'll put it like that, into the next life, which is apparently very like, it's wonderful, and it's none of what we have in our like our on earth. Yes, none of what we have at the moment, killings and what. But the thing is, I feel like if you have a friendship with God and you are looking forward to meeting Him one day, then this should be exciting. But like I said, because you're a human being, it's like, is this what I'm living for? I know it's selfish, but it's just what it is. So anyway, one of the things that stood out for me is worship. And I ask myself, what is true worship? And we think that worship is about singing a song out loud. Hey, Jesus, my God. We think it's a sermon, being in the pulpit and telling people the messages of God. We think it's going to church religiously, so every single Sunday with no fail. We think it's all those things, listening to gospel music. But in actual fact, worship is completely different. And worship is not meant to please and satisfy you. It's meant to satisfy God. I understand it's very painful to hear, but that is the truth. in terms of what I read. And worship, in essence, the reason why we live is to serve others. We shouldn't be satisfied in any single way. That is the thing. We need to live, walk with love, God's grace, and serve other people. That is true worship. Worship is a lifestyle, apparently, and worship is not a choice. That's what this book is saying. And it's all the harsh things that you don't want to hear, but it's the truth. And worship is about, I've adapted to a ritual now where I I serve the homeless with a free heart. I give like a big note of money, whatever I have in my car, to the car god that has helped me like reverse or whatever. And for me, in essence, is that whatever they do with the money is none of my business because I have played my part. That is part of worship. Worship is renewing your mind and your thoughts and what you say about other people. That is worship. It is something I've previously spoken about, but it's something that you need to gradually practice how to think and say positively about other people. Worship is really giving yourself to others, loving unconditionally. Worship is taking the most valuable valuable asset to you and giving it to another person. I remember I saw a sermon on Joyce Meyer's ministries. She said something about, oh, you think you've given this poor person, like you've saved a life, or you've helped, or you've satisfied God by giving your old dirty clothes in the wardrobe. But in actual fact, that is not the case. You must take the best dress. Yes, it is a hard pill to swallow, but that is the truth. You must take the most valuable dress in your wardrobe and give it to somebody. That is worship. It is very hard, but that is the true essence of worship. Okay, so I'm going to read a few things from the book, and it's a bit daunting, but let's hear what it says. God's heart is not touched by tradition in worship, but by passion and commitment. So it talks about whatever you do, you must do it with passion. So when you give, ungabalabali, like don't always feel like, oh, I gave that dress, I gave that dress, I gave that dress. Give it freely, okay? And worship, when it talks about commitment, it says, finish what you've always started. So God will give you a task, and I'm actually not innocent in this because I've tried to start various projects and I never complete them. But now, because I know the truth, I actually follow through with the tasks that God has given me. So, whatever purpose or whatever talent that God has given you, and He said, now I want you to open a hair salon. You must follow through. You must finish what you have started. And yes, it will come with challenges, and that is part of the worship, to know that God, I trust you. You understand? Worship is trusting God through your challenges, knowing that you will get to the finish line. So, I'm going to share bits and pieces about more things that I have read in the book, but the overall message is that we are living on earth temporarily so, and we are just visiting here, and the main journey, like, apparently we haven't started. You would think that, oh, I'm 60 years old and wow, no, you are 60, but your life has not even started, apparently. So your life is only going to start when you are dead, and there is a greater mystery place or mystery mystery purpose, mystery ending to the story. I don't know what it is. I have to die and then wake up and tell you what it is. But the Bible keeps telling us also that we need to live and abide righteously and, all of that stuff. So the main thing is let us abide by what we are told, because we don't want to regret the day we go to the next side and it's like, okay, but I told you need to behave like this, like that, and you didn't. So sorry, I don't want you part of this party that I'm about to start with you. So yeah, anyway, I will share more of what I have read in the book. But for now, have some water, because I know this message was a little bit sore. So I'll give you a hug and I'll give you a kiss, and happy Friday.